Breaking news for you this morning. We're just hearing that a search is underway for a 3-year-old British girl who's gone missing in the Algarve area of Portugal, and she went missing last night.
It was a quiet night in May 2007 in the Algarve region of Portugal. A young girl named Madeleine McCann, just 3 years old, vanished from her holiday apartment. The world watched in shock. The case became one of the most famous missing person investigations in modern history, and to this day, questions remain unanswered. Let's take a detailed look at what happened, the investigations, and the ongoing mystery surrounding Madeleine McCann, the family and the holiday. Madeleine McCann was traveling with her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, and her twin siblings. They were staying at a resort in Praia da Luz, a peaceful, family-friendly holiday spot that felt safe, calm, and far removed from danger. On the night of May 3, 2007, Madeleine's parents dined at a nearby restaurant, leaving the children asleep in the apartment with a window slightly open for ventilation. This wasn't the first night they followed this routine. The restaurant was close, within walking distance and in direct line of sight of the apartment. The group of family friends known as the Tapas 7 took turns checking on their children. They checked on the children periodically, as they had done before. But around 10 p.m., when Kate checked, Madeleine was gone. Her bed was empty and the window was still open. The shock was immediate. Panic spread through the resort as staff and guests joined the frantic search. The town of Praia da Luz went from peaceful to chaotic within minutes. Flashlights swept through streets, beaches, and buildings. Neighbors and tourists struggled to process what was happening. The resort, the town, and soon, the world were gripped by fear. The initial investigation. Portuguese police arrived quickly. They questioned neighbors, checked the apartment, and examined footprints near the building. Initial reports suggested a possible abduction, something incredibly rare for the region. But early decisions and assumptions would shape the case for years. The parents were under immense scrutiny. Some early investigators even questioned whether they were responsible. Media speculation pushed narratives in every direction. Meanwhile, important forensic opportunities slipped away. The apartment wasn't sealed off immediately. People walked through the room, touched surfaces, and unknowingly disturbed the crime scene. These early missteps would later make the investigation far more difficult. Media coverage exploded and rumors began to circulate internationally. The pressure on Portuguese police grew daily, and disagreements began to form between British authorities and their Portuguese counterparts. This early period shaped much of the public perception of the case. Global attention. The disappearance of a child in a foreign country attracted worldwide attention. News outlets covered every detail, from the family's interviews to police briefings. Photos of Madeleine, especially the one with her bright blue eyes and distinctive coloboma in her right eye, spread across the globe. Charities and organizations offered support, and tip lines flooded with leads. Airports, border checkpoints, and even ferries were placed on alert. Celebrities, politicians, and public figures commented on the case. The McCanns launched a campaign to keep Madeleine's face visible everywhere. Posters, billboards, and online appeals spread internationally. Even today, it remains one of the most publicized missing person cases ever. But the flood of attention made the investigation more complicated. Genuine leads were sometimes lost among false tips, hoaxes, and conspiracy theories. Every rumor sparked a new wave of media coverage, often distracting investigators from verifiable information. The case was now global, but the answers were nowhere in sight. Suspects and theories. Over the years, multiple theories have emerged. 1. Stranger abduction. Some believe a stranger broke in and took Madeleine, possibly for trafficking. Sightings were reported across Spain, Morocco, and even as far as South America, but none were confirmed. 2. Accidental death and cover-up. Others speculate that Madeleine may have died accidentally, and the disappearance was staged. This theory gained traction in tabloids, but lacked verified evidence. 3. Organized crime or pedophile ring. Some leads suggested involvement of organized criminals or child traffickers operating in Europe. 4. A local burglar or opportunist. A few suspects were tied to break-ins in the area, raising the possibility that a burglary turned into an abduction. Despite hundreds of suspects over the years, no definitive proof has emerged to confirm any of these theories. Each investigation ended with more questions than answers. Key developments. Scotland Yard officially reopened the case in 2011, calling it Operation Grange. This was a full review involving advanced technology and modern investigative techniques unavailable in 2007. They reviewed thousands of documents, interviewed hundreds of witnesses, and reanalyzed evidence. Officers traveled to Portugal multiple times to coordinate with local authorities. In 2020, German authorities identified a suspect connected to a string of child abductions and murders across Europe. While the suspect remains under investigation, German police say they have strong evidence, though they have not publicly revealed key details. New technologies, facial recognition, digital mapping, advanced DNA testing continue to provide leads. Investigators have re-examined phone data, vehicle movements, and witness timelines. Yet despite all efforts, no confirmed trace of Madeleine has ever been found. The case remains unresolved, leaving both the family and the public searching for closure. Media and public reaction. The case sparked intense media coverage. TV specials, newspapers, documentaries, and online forums dissected every moment of the timeline. The McCanns became household names, receiving both sympathy and harsh criticism. Some praised the parents for their relentless search efforts. Others criticized media sensationalism and unverified reporting. Books, documentaries, and news features continue to explore the case, making Madeleine McCann a household name worldwide. Public fascination persists because it highlights the vulnerabilities of children and the challenges of international law enforcement cooperation. It also raises uncomfortable questions about how society handles missing person cases, especially when they occur far from home. Lessons and legacy. The Madeleine McCann case is not just about one missing child. It demonstrates the difficulties of cross-border investigations, the impact of media, and the emotional toll on families and communities. It reshaped how police forces coordinate across countries. It changed how vacation resorts handle child safety. And it brought global attention to the realities of child trafficking and international crime networks. For the McCann family, the legacy is deeply personal, a life forever divided into before and after. Despite decades passing, the case continues to teach investigators, journalists, and families important lessons about vigilance, persistence, and the human cost of unsolved crimes. Madeleine McCann's disappearance remains one of the most haunting mysteries of our time. Her story reminds us that even in a world connected by technology and news, tragedy can strike suddenly, and answers can remain just out of reach. If you want more deep dive investigations into real-life mysteries and unsolved cases, stick with us. We bring the stories behind the headlines, the evidence, and the ongoing search for truth. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us as we explore the world's most chilling mysteries, because the search for answers never ends. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos on YouTube.